iron and clay.
Nebuchadnezzar, this pagan king, has seen a huge, terrible, high, very tall, however you want to say it, metallic image. Different grades of image, starting with the most superior grade gold, to silver, to bronze, brass, and iron, on down to iron. So we're seeing a metallic image. It's huge and terrible, and Nebuchadnezzar's eyes are wide open now. List the various, question 14. What did the stone cut out without hands do to the statue?
It smite the statue. The iron, the clay, the bronze, the silver, and the gold were broken in 2 pieces at the same time. That comes from Daniel 2, 34 and 35.
Yeah. Okay, question 15. What did the stone become?
A huge mountain and filled the whole earth. Daniel 2, 35.
A mountain in the Bible, we'll come to know, if you keep up with us, is a kingdom, a power. Another symbol for a kingdom. Beast is and mountain.
No, Nebuchadnezzar was obviously sitting on the edge of his seat. Daniel had clearly revealed to him the dream that God had given him. Now he anxiously wondered what the dream meant.
He's got his attention. He said, that's it. That's what I dreamed.
Question 16. Who now gives the interpretation of the dream to Nebuchadnezzar?
Daniel 2.
Daniel 2, 36 and 45. Daniel and God.
Daniel and God. That's right.
No, Daniel could only give the interpretation that God had revealed to him in the vision. And we will do well to take it just as he gave it. The best way to interpret the Bible and the best way to interpret the prophecy is to let the Bible itself explain the symbol.
Let the Bible do it. Question 17. Boy, wouldn't we be better off if we let the Bible interpret prophecy? We wouldn't have no futurism going on out there. That, people, is not the interpretation of prophecy our fathers taught when they come over here to this land. Established this country. They taught the interpretation of prophecy. We're studying right now the historical interpretation. Question 17. What does the head of gold represent?
The Babylon kingdom.
The Babylonian kingdom with its head Nebuchadnezzar. Note the king was regarded as the titular head of the state. That is why Nebuchadnezzar represents Babylon, the empire that began the prophecy. Gave the prophecy to a king, a pagan king. We'll find out he ends up being a converted Hebrew. Nebuchadnezzar's kingdom ruled the world from 606 to 538 BC as one of the mightiest empires of antiquity, one that could aptly be described as the head of gold. And also, you'll notice in antiquity, if you read enough ancient history, Babylon was noted as the Golden Empire. Notice that the prophecy begins in Daniel's time. Question 18, was Nebuchadnezzar's kingdom to last forever? Nobody. Even though he wanted that to happen there, he was a little disappointed on that part, but we'll see in the next chapter how he erects an image of solid gold. I guess he still wanted that to last forever, the golden kingdom.
No, succeeding kingdoms would be inferior to Babylon, but they would rule in their return. Babylon would not last forever.
Just as silver is inferior to gold, so the kingdom that followed Babylon was inferior to her. In 538 BC, the kingdom of Medo-Persia came on the scene of action. The Medo-Persian kingdom was not inferior in power, for it conquered Babylon. It was not inferior in extent, but rather in wealth, luxury, and magnificence. Just as there were 2 arms of the image, so this kingdom is made up of 2 allies led by Cyrus. Medo-Persia conquered Babylon and reduced it to ruin. Medo-Persia ruled the world from 538 BC to 331 BC. What metal would represent the kingdom that would follow Medo-Persia?
Brass. A third kingdom, one of brass. No, even the Medo-Persian kingdom would not last forever. Alexander the Great led the Greeks to conquer the Medes and the Persians in battle. In Arbela in 331 BC, the kingdom of Greece, using
armament
of brass, came upon the scene of action. Question 20.
Swift conquering of Alexander the Great.
What metal represents the 4th kingdom that should come? Daniel 2:40.
Iron kingdom. All right, people, are you getting this now? Here's your outline. And we're down into the legs of iron, the Roman Empire. Note, The kingdom that followed Greece was the Iron Kingdom of Rome. It used to be known in ancient history as the Iron Monarchy of Rome, which ruled the world from 168 BC to AD 1798. The first of this two-phase kingdom, two legs, two phases, this will become more clear in Daniel 7, was the pagan Roman Empire that dominated the world when Jesus was born. That's it. We're looking at it, the legs of iron. Christ came in the Iron Kingdom to this earth to make eternal sacrifice for sins. The first phase ended in 476 as the barbarian tribes swept into Europe. So we have the eastern-western divisions of the two legs. The second Roman power began in 538 with the defeat of the Ostrogoths. Papal Rome, or the papacy, then ruled the world for 1,260 years after pagan Rome, after the emperors. Daniel 7 will tell the fascinating story of the power that saved Rome from the barbarians. Question 21. What kind of kingdom would the last kingdom be?
This will be a divided kingdom, partly strong, partly broken. The people will be a mingled and will not remain united.
There'll be a mingled people and will never be united again. That's exactly what happened. Note, in 1776, just as a few short years before the fall of Papal Rome, a nation was born. It was the first to be based on the principles of division of power, the administrative, legislative, and judicial branches, and the separation of church and state. Good old USA. Freedom is its strength. Democracy can be its weakness. Although many of the numerous nationalities found in the United States intermarry, prejudice remains strong. And we study history enough, any good, reliable, or even the worst of history book will let you know that they kept the seed over there in Europe within the family with the kings and the queens so they could try to unite the glorious state of Europe and the Roman Empire, but they never could do it.
This kingdom will have two phases, 2 feet. The first is a strong defender of freedom and the human rights. The second is a one world church and state power. This will become clear when we study Daniel 11 and Revelation 13.
With unerring accuracy, Daniel has foretold world history for 2,400 years. The rise and fall of these various empires, Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, Rome, and the United States of America, we'll note that that's the lamb-like beast of Revelation 13 when we get there, are clearly foretold in the Bible. God knows in advance what is going to happen. He's clearly in control of human events. The world governments, the history of world governments has followed this outline by this old pagan king, given to this pagan king to an accuracy of 100%.
Amazingly, God had foretold that there would be these 5 world empires and no more. Men have tried to unite Europe throughout history.
Charles.
Napoleon, Hitler, the common market, etc. have done their best to unite the world. But these words of the Bible have stopped each would-be world ruler.
Mm-hmm. She loves Napoleon ice cream. I hear her call Napoleon that long ago. But she's right now. Charlemagne, Napoleon, Hitler, and all them tried to bring back the glory of that former empire. It did not happen because what? Christ said they would not cleave one to another, just as clay does not cleave to iron. Who will set up the final kingdom?
God of heaven.
Look out, the stone hewn out of the mountain without hands that came and hit the big metallic image in the feet part. Note, the next great universal kingdom will be the kingdom of God. Question 23, what will God do to the kingdoms of the earth when he sets up his kingdom?
Daniel 2:44, it will consume all those kingdoms and bring them to the end.
That's it. Case closed, pull the curtain, draw the shutter. The final scenes of earth history have happened. The last chapter's been written. The stone Messiah comes with all his armies of heaven, all the billions of angels to this planet, and establishes his kingdom after the millennium. Note, God's kingdom will not be a takeover of earthly kingdoms. Notice that. He will completely consume, destroy, and blow away all the kingdoms of earth. It says the stone strikes the image, all the metals come down, and they're driven away like sand in the wind. The New Testament says that God will create a new heaven and new earth.